Never quite know how long to wait with these things. It always seems to cut off the beginning a little bit. Oh boy. So I figured it'd only be right if the inaugural stream of the, I don't know, 5th new channel of mine was the game that I have Let's Played at least once on every single channel I've ever done. So there's something a little sweet this time around. Normally it would be pretty damn hard to emulate the Prime trilogy on PC. But as you can see, there's a little bit of a change here. That's not a standard prompt at all. I found out there is a fork of the Dolphin emulator that, along with a handful of mods for the interface and some AI upscaled textures, makes the game play with keyboard and mouse. I've played it a little bit so far, and oh my god, this is the definitive version. I'm actually kind of upset. Mostly because if Nintendo ever does put out the Prime trilogy on the Switch, don't mind the purple. Prime always does that. Go back, play it on your GameCube. It did it there too, I swear. If Nintendo ever releases the Prime trilogy on the Nintendo Switch, it's going to feel like crap. Like, either they're going to have to... Maybe the reason it's taking so long is because they're trying to figure out a better control scheme. Because, I mean, the Wiimote does not transfer very well to just pure gyro. Because you don't have the ability to aim. Not using IR as a reference point, gyro drifts. So, having the entire game built around something that drifts, probably not something they were very interested in doing. Oh, shush, Robbie. The bunny rabbit is trying to escape the cage. Honestly, I don't know how they would do it. Keeping the stuff that's already there as the trilogy's raw data files. I'd like to point out the game is running a solid 60 FPS at 4K. It dips a little bit here and there when fuzzy textures come in, dust clouds and the like, but oh, we have come a long way. I remember trying to emulate this boy way back on a laptop that had like it was like a 600 and something M in it. Could not handle it for crap. Game just looks so good scaled up. And then that's the other thing. In addition to the controls being meh, if it got put on the Switch, I mean, I would love it if they could, but I seriously doubt they'd be able to figure out how to take the source code and apply dual analog stick control to it. That's my headcanon as to why the game hasn't come out yet. You'll notice a few things are a little weird, different. I got free look all the time now. And also, the reticle in the center is not the big giant one that you use. Ah, good. Follow for follows. No thanks. It is along with the rest of the palette swap with the game, only the tiny little PC reticle. I know I picked Veteran as the difficulty here, but I think I'm going to just shoot everything the way that this is supposed to be shot with lock-on. It's nice being able to free aim, don't get me wrong. But there is a very explicit problem. The hitboxes for things tend to be very... They don't like being free shot. Rather, they're incredibly sensitive. Like, the hitboxes are actually really good. And because of that, free aiming on them is actually kind of difficult, especially for the fast-flying ones. Like, a certain group of little stingy boys later on. There's a lot of environmental detail that comes through in this game when you are able to free look, because the game normally it was designed around the controls that it required of you, and because of that, surprisingly enough, there's actually a lot of environmental detail that was developed that's kind of hard to see if you play through the game with traditional controls. There's a lot of verticality to it, both on the ceilings and the floors, that just kind of aren't visible if you weren't able to free look. I mean, you can free look, but I've played through this game I don't know how many times at this point. As I go through here and don't read off any of the logbook entries, just scanning them for the sake of completion, even though the orange ones don't count. Phazon tanks. I mean, Phazon was like the crux of this first game, and then they expanded upon it in the next two. I gotta wonder how much they were planning on implementing before they made 2 and 3. But like this little section over here, wouldn't have ever thought about checking back here. I mean, there's nothing back here, but it's a completely explorable section. The combination of low res and little baby can't look up and down controls. Stop eating my friend. Shush. The music. This game's just a masterpiece. And this is absolutely the definitive way to play it. I kinda wish Nintendo does put it on the Switch at some point, just so more people can play it. It's free money and publicity for whenever 4 eventually comes out of being a myth. Oh no. I wonder if those escape pods that got launched, if they're capable of long-distance spaceflight, or if all of them landed on Talon 4 below. I shot you. Ah! You still get me over here! I thought the railing was going to protect me. A couple other really nice things about the PC controls. Not only do you have free look at all times, so you can just stop and look at something and it's comfortable. You don't have to hold a button down and stop moving. So you have, regular ass. Something that's been invented a long time ago. The weapons and visor switching. Technically, there is a menu for it, but I have that disabled. It's actually set to hotkeys on the keyboard now, so, scan visor, bam, I'm in it. I don't have to use the normal means of getting to the scan visor in the trilogy where you have to have the menu come up and then you point the cursor. You can still do that, but that's gruesome. I'm just now realizing that the Parasite Queen burrowed through the wall here, not fell through the ceiling. I wonder why specifically, though. It might have just been, environmental decisions, but maybe she was trying to get to the escape pods, just because that was a bolus of people. I was playing through just up-resing the game, not even putting in high-level details with the texture pack or anything. Death caused by head go squish. And I had a friend, had him play through it. Big fan of Metroid. We gushed over it when we were kids. He didn't know that there was a pirate here. He just thought it was the rubble you had to shoot through. It is surprisingly well put together. Low on polygons, sure. There's a lot of instances where stuff kind of gets matched up. Like, you're not going to do smooth gradients. So they, worked with what they had, and they threw on banding on everything. Dang, I had tested this not that long ago for performance reasons to see if it would be viable to stream this version of Dolphin. And then I got an updated version that I haven't really fully tested. It's running way better than the other one was. Oops. Downside, you don't have analog stick control for the morph ball. I'm a little worried about some of the puzzles later on. Talon 4, ground 0 area secure. Greater radiation readings normal. Man, foreshadowing all the way up here. Although, I mean, I guess it counts as foreshadowing, but it's just straight up, you know, literary irony for a person who's played through it more than once. The hull is stable. None of the parasite queens have launched themselves into space yet. 2 parasite queen specimens have become volatile. One of them is dead. The other one will be soon. And then... oh, cool. Yeah, I don't think I caught that one before. The ventilation systems are full of trash. Although, speaking of the bugs that run into your face, the visual effects, like the screen fogging up and goo hitting your face, is exacerbated tremendously because of the wider FOV and the higher textures. It just, you can't see anything. PC prompts in my emulated video game from the GameCube. It is a little bit of a shame that they couldn't quite get the mouse controls working for the map. You have to hold right-click and then you can scroll through rooms. Oh yeah, I guess it does technically give you the exact pathway that you're going to be taking to get back. I've never gone back and checked this hallway before to see if there was a tell that that door would open. You know what? No one's here. I'm going to go check. I want to go look at that and see what it looks like. Riveting content. This is kind of like a historical commentary. I have played this game many times and have perspectives of what they've done right and wrong. Oh, cool, they do respawn. Ow! Jerks. Doing 1 damage to my Chozo super... see that? Can't see shit. Chozo superpower suit. And then it's a depressurization room, right? Yep. Oh. Alright. Can I scan it? No, they don't let you do that. But it is very explicitly a thing. The big bulkhead sitting in the middle of a design. I guess it is fair. I mean, there's a lot of... I'm not going to say busy, but in order to make the world seem textured, even though there's absolutely no tessellation and nothing in the way of depth, they just added a bunch of, you know, mismatched crossing nonsense textures to the walls. Of course, then again, this might just be how space pirates build their ships. They just take a steel plate, and they use some sort of future weld gun, and they just shoot it at the wall. And eventually they glue enough pieces of steel together that it is airtight. You know, actually, that's probably not that far off. They probably just steal a bunch of shit and, you know, junk weld it onto their ships. I mean, they start with something, probably an older ship of some kind from some, you know, fairly effective spacefaring race, but just definitely not the newest model off the lot. And then they do that thing where children staple shit to their bicycles to make it look cooler. Warhammer 40k orcs. I think this is... oh no, never mind. I was going to say the electricity was the first interaction with the don't touch it warning meter. Is that even in the other Prime games? I have no idea. It has been damaged. Don't touch it. Touch. Knocks you back too. Well, is that a thing I can scan? I think, other than bosses after they're killed, everything on the planet itself, in terms of finishing up your logbook, can be scanned whenever. If you miss it, you can come back and find it. because you can't revisit this frigate in this state. You do revisit it, just not flying up in space. Makes me worried a little bit about missing stuff sometimes. I 100% first like 4 or 5 times I've gone through the game, never scanned this. Like, I know it's kind of an action game, but also the scan visor just was not a thing in the 2D games. Not in a way that is as fantastically implemented. It's environmental Dark Souls item lore. Both of his legs are broken. We should go find his mother. I am playing on veteran, aren't I? Oh no, I can't hit escape. I forgot about that. Back to full screen area, so everything is fine. Oh wait, we have to scan all of the pickups, don't we? Oh. Small energy. I was thoroughly convinced when I was younger that picking up the pickups would scan them. I think it's only for the consumables, not the upgrades. Morphology unknown. Huh. Maybe it's just because it's as mutated as it is that it can't physiologically determine what it's supposed to be. Like, if you could get a DNA sample, it would be whatever it's supposed to be. But, well, actually, no, it wouldn't. Because the whole point of mutating something with Phazon is that it's mutated. That would mean its DNA is fucked up. Whatever. I can go in depth about that when I'm fighting a boss. Phazon? So the first name drop of Phazon is in the room with the first dead parasite queen. And this is just talking about how they're using Phazon. They're just feeding uranium pellets to a boy, and they're like, "Oh, that one developed lasers." The fluid sacs in the mouth enlarge after mutation. Oh, you know what would be really cool? If, in, like, the reward, gameplay-wise, for environmental storytelling would be... So you know how you have to scan some bosses in order to reposition their weak spots? Or you do, I don't know if you know. Carapace is quite resilient. Yeah, this is the boss's hint. This is the inbuilt wiki. Primary legs of this creature possess galvanized tips. Don't get too close. So, when you walk into the room with this parasite queen, you scan it and it says, hey, it's like the tutorial for some bosses, you can't just shoot them, you have to find their weak spot, and because the game was originally built for lock-on, you had to use the lock-on system with the scanning in order to even really fight them reasonably at all. Wouldn't it be really cool if there was like 2 layers of that? The first layer is scanning the monster itself, and your visor does its best to kind of guess where the weak spot is, but then you'd have another layer on top of that where you would scan the environment, and it would reward you fighting that boss with a second either greater weak spot or some sort of environmental capacity hint. Kind of like environmental kill or some sort of drop the stalactite on their head kind of thing. Yeah, and then you could have like all combat, or you could have all storytelling bosses. I wonder if you can make an entire game around that concept. Anyway, so yeah, it tells you it does acid spit, and you can shoot it in the face, and don't touch the legs or you die. Oh. Yeah, I don't think anything else is available down there. Sealed off to prevent radiation leaks. We're fairly insulated to radiation, but Phazon hurts us eventually. Unfortunately, the button prompts don't completely match up. I actually have to press F to fire my missiles. Did you see that master strat? We're on our way for a world record run of this game. Nice. I don't remember if you can turn this one off with a scan visor or not. I think you can. There is a chance. Is it you? Nope. Yeah, I think it's this way. Yeah. I gotta wonder why the pirates would install them in the line of fire, not behind the turrets to turn them off. I wonder if you eventually get to the point where you can, you know, absorb. Okay, so reds, specifically the ones that recorded the logbook. Space pirate encrypted data. Zebes has fallen, all ground personnel are presumed dead. When does Prime take place? It's immediately after... I think it's between the original and Samus Returns. It might be between the Samus Returns and Super Metroid. No, because Samus Returns is you picking up the baby and bringing it into Super Metroid. I'm pretty sure it's before Super Metroid, though. What a world. There wasn't any Phazon in. But we have Prime 4. There's not supposed to be any more Phazon. Whatever. Either killed by the hunter clad in metal, or in the subsequent the distraction of the underground facilities. They have lots of arcades down there. I'm gonna try. We're in orbit around 0 hour and managed to retreat. Frigate Orpheon is now docked at Vortex Outpost. Orphan's cargo appears to have 100% survival rate. The Metroids are healthy, but on a restricted feeding schedule. Due to uncertain supply status, we're ready to begin research on the Metroids and other promising life forms. Security status remains at Code Blue. No signs of pursuit from the hunter. Oh, what a shitty day. I wonder... I don't think there is, but... I don't remember. Is there a way... Shit, I don't... There it is. The button mappings, by default, are weird. Let's see, options... No, it doesn't look like there is any way to see what today's date is. I'm sure there's something in the game somewhere that would allow you to find that, but... Huh. Oh well. Okay, because I wonder how long ago that was, the issue that we weren't chasing them, that we accidentally found this distress signal, and oops, there's Phazon research, and oops, there's Meta Ridley. Yeah, this would be right after the first Metroid, because they did Zero Mission, and at the end they kind of gave the, oh, Meta Ridley's being created. Also, I'm a pretty big fan of the fact that we've got monsters that are down on the planet. So he's down on the planet. Dumbass fucking bloatfly. Plasmite. Yay. I loved this. This was just straight up an Easter egg, and I was excited as hell because these are fun monsters in a 2D Prime game. They're jumpy boys, right? They jump up, they go down. They're very much built around a 2D plane. How would this work in 3D? You're just gonna have somebody like he jumps and he just teleports above you, and oh my, Shinderu is on your head. Especially considering the fact that, you know, you could phase on them to give them any number of Deus Ex superpowers. Oh yeah, we mutated them, and now they have rocket launchers built into their face. No, that's not a joke. That's something that happens later. I love it. The pirates are like, if we slather this juice on people, it makes them stronger somehow. You know, considering Prime 3 kind of... the way that it treats Phazon, it's almost like an organic volatile compound. So I guess it would make sense, because regular radiation just kills things, right? And best case, you get a little bit of a mutation that gets passed down generation to generation. It would make sense that Phazon being kind of organic in nature, maybe it's like maybe it's kind of like a symbiote. Not quite a conscious sentient thing, but kind of directed in that it can play gene manipulation a bit at range with its high energy, output. Because then it could specifically change the genes in, while the monster or the creature is still alive. I'm kind of just assuming that if you want to read, you can read. I'll read lore things, but generally speaking, most of this is fun little bugs and their names. Plated parasite. Dum-dums can't be killed by anything but rockets. Yeah. It just tells you about the shriek bats. I love how they use shriek bats in this. Very fun to do the lock on, lock on, lock on, lock on, shoot. Although, now we have a mouse. Wait, what is that? Oh. I guess you never are able to get close enough to them. God, these rooms were genius. Monsters that you get to fight. A little gallery before you even start the game. Hello. No, don't shoot me! Don't do it! Oh, I can't believe you've done it. I wasn't gonna kill you. Oh! Acid burns have welded the joints of the exoskeleton. Sorry, we gotta cut off the legs. Here, I'll take care of that for you. There you go. I did do Veteran, right? I don't remember them dying to one charge blast in Veteran. Whatever. I can't help myself, I'm sorry. Oh boy. So the turrets aren't supposed to turn on? Engineering crew report. Oh no, there's bugs. There's bugs in the air. Oh. Okay, so it's not necessarily that we killed and overheated the energy core reactor as much as it's been overheating for a while. No, why does it have to do with this? It loaded something in. Well, I'm gonna try my best to play like this and get my ass down to the save room real quick. Don't look, it's gonna give you a seizure. The preview window shows it happening, like, very aggressively, one and then the other. I am gonna get a seizure if I keep doing this. Oh, jeez, can I please go home now? Thank you. Oh, don't look at the screen. Don't do it. This is how Metroid's supposed to behave. It's always worked this way. I need the save room first. Dum-dum. Don't shoot me, I'm leaving. Oh, thank you. It's done. It wasn't done. I'll wait till the animation finishes and then kill it and start it up again. Ow! Why you gotta be this way, though? Well, at least I made it to that first save point before I had to go and bother. That has happened once before, but I'm not quite sure what specifically causes it. It does seem to happen on loading screens, though. Man, I am excited to play Prime 3 again. I played Prime 1 maybe 20 times. Don't you dare. You turn that purple off right now, mister. Thank you. I played Prime 2 maybe 4 or 5 times? I don't even know if I've played it that much. I'm actually real excited about Prime 2 as well. 1's been pretty easy to emulate for a while. 2 has not. And 3 has been... Oh. I am the greatest! 3 has been really easy to emulate, or 3 has been nearly impossible to emulate for quite a while because of the fact that it uses the Wiimotes, and I've never wanted to go through the rigmarole of getting Wiimotes set up in Dolphin. So it's just been sitting there, doing nothing. Okay, so everybody here was killed by the Parasite Queen, right? Not the turrets. Yeah. I'm not that worried. I also killed the pirates. Nice. I am also surprised that no alarms show up when you first... Because, I mean, they don't like Samus. They don't like Samus at all. Not in the slightest. Should I try to kill the Parasite Queen without scanning her? Nah, we need to scan her so we can get the log entry. I know it's feeding information to us through text, right? Large amounts of blood missing. These bodies may have been used for nourishment. Pattern consistent with predator behavior. But it freezes time. Or at least it freezes, you know, enemies from being able to attack you while you're reading shit. It does make me wonder if it's just, as you're scanning it, what it's doing is it's just feeding neurological information directly into Samus's brain. That'd be fun. Never gets old, man. Giant monster shows up. Kick-ass music starts. God, I love this game. Parasite Queen. So we didn't know what it was before, but we do now. I'm going to say it's because the visor's passively picking up information around you and generating a database with it. Genetically enhanced by unknown means. Okay, maybe not. It should know it's Phazon. We read that it was Phazon. A weak spot has been detected in this creature's mouth. Use your auto-targeting. And if you don't scan it long enough, it tells you to, so that it can give you this tutorial. Presence of a potent mutagen. Origins unknown. Metroid Prime, Phazon sucks. The ability to fire weapons-grade blasts of energy from its mouth, a trait not present in the standard parasite genome. Appears the pirates have begun bioengineering program with considerable results. Huh. Do you think it's like uplinking to a mother brain, or has like a mother brain pseudo program running or something? There's no way I am running a veteran. Oh man, I missed. I had kind of toyed with the idea of doing a challenge run where I never locked on and would only ever use the mouse for aim. The downside to that is you need to lock on to do the side dash. Aw, man. Alright, trick shot! Aw. Trick shot! Damn it. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna do it. Bang. Bang, bang. I don't remember all of the energy field just flying out into the ether. Wonder if that's a byproduct. Oh, cool. 0 dropped frames, too.
Evacuate immediately. Evacuate immediately.
Anything to scan?
Evacuate immediately.
Well, it sucks to be a space pirate right now. Mostly just because I'm here. Nothing to do with the fact that the ship is going to explode. I'm sure they're used to that by now. Do you think there's like a table of space pirates playing cards and they hear the alarm or whatever their comms saying that Samus is there, And they all whip out money and they bet on how long it takes before the self-destruct timer starts. I know you're off, and you're gonna get exploded soon. Now you can't hurt anybody. What? How did you survive? How? Shut up. I definitely don't remember one of the pirates surviving that explosion. That was kind of cool. He got like shoved into the wall, and his AI didn't know what to do about it, so he just stood there. Hello? Oh, I'm out of missiles. No, I'm not out of missiles. I had plenty. How did I get 15? Oh, you start with 15. Like, how do I have so many missiles? Probably by being slightly more powered than not powered at all. Does this imply that... Because this is right off of the first Metroid game. Implies you only got, like, 2 pickups. You finished the first Metroid game with a grand total of 2 missile pickups. Sorry, babies. I accidentally killed your mama. The one that shoots the laser beams. I can't see anything. I'm offended that this game thinks I should take damage from those. Oh, I haven't taken damage. Oh, there we go. I wonder if it's a threshold in the background. You have to get hit a certain number of times in quick succession for it to count as a point of damage. Or if there's actually a, you know, decimal health bar that we're not seeing, we're just seeing the very explicit integer iteration of our health bar. I didn't scan those things! Oh no! Well... That is a thing that exists. I wonder if I wait long enough, they'll just, like, kind of walk and go in there. No? Are you attacking me? Or are you leaving? They're leaving. To where, I do not know. Yeah, that little spot that's missing there feels like a very cool environmental detail that's just... You wouldn't see that if you didn't have... Or that. Who would ever think to look up while you're running away from robots and explosions? It's just so much environmental work that the artists put in that unfortunately not able to really be truly appreciated in the base version of the game. And even the Wii version too, because it did a very good job of trying to keep your vision on a horizontal plane. You would point the Wiimote left or right, and then it would spin the camera. And if you pointed it up, you'd slowly go up and then stop. And you'd never really look straight up. I always hated cameras like that. Just let me look up and down, man. Let me appreciate the art that the developers have put the time and energy into creating that I paid to see, damn it! I also do appreciate the fact that it doesn't blindside you and let you kill yourself by touching it. If it's out, it pushes you back. I wonder if somebody play-tested it and got themselves clicked on it and died. They're like, oh, wall's shite. Fix it. Thank you, QA. You're a wonderful resource. I think Fusion was my first Metroid game. I don't remember if Ridley was in that or not. I definitely remember this scene and not knowing who the fuck that was. But that has a lot of emotional impact for Samus there. Look at this room. Look at all that vertical stuff that you just wouldn't get to see. Do you think it's a vacuum in space right now? Because you just broke out of the ceiling of this ship. Oh well, let's scan it. Cerebro casing stable. Is the yellow part the cerebro casing or the blue part? Exoskeleton seal holding. Begin umbilical retraction. Wonder how much of his body is still his body anymore. Especially because he's supposed to be the leader and he's just been turned into a weapon of war. God, I love this art. It's hyper future art. Weapon updates complete. Stinger ballistics. So we got that little hint earlier, right? Is the timer going down while I do this? 12, 11. Oh, okay, cool. So we got that scene earlier where we scanned it and it told us about the Parasite Queen, right? You got your lasers, you got your exoskeleton, shoot it in the mouth, don't touch the claws. Hey, here's the final boss, sort of. He's got stinger ballistics, plasma fuel cells. His brain has a cerebral casing, so don't shoot that. He don't give a heck. Shut up. Sorry, I can't help myself. Alright, and this is where we do the bunny hop strat to get up the wall without losing all of our shit. Oops. So, Prime 2 did a amazing job of taking away your shit. It was literally stolen from you. Like, your suit incorporates things into itself. It's a... Nah, I did it again. Keep forgetting the escape button is not menu. Should probably rebind that. Your suit incorporates things into it. Organic or technological. If it's compatible, it does its best to try to create something out of the stuff you take from the environment. The Ing are even more aggressive in that concept, so it makes sense they'd be able to steal shit off of your suit. Not so much with this. Samus takes a beating in a lot of ways, and being flung backwards a few feet into a wall shouldn't destroy your suit upgrade and the functions of your gun and whatever hopper there's a floating space pirate above the entrance. I never even noticed. And there were 3 more. Wow. Yeah, I mean, graphics aren't everything. But it's real nice to be able to see things when they're supposed to be seen. Go back and play as a 480p on a CRT monitor that's like 10 inches wide. That's not true. The CRT that I played this game on when it first came out was not 10 inches. I think it was like 20 something. I was a spoiled child. At least our ship doesn't get beat to hell. Man, imagine the desperation that you would feel. In this, like, we're chasing, right? We are the aggressors. In 2, you land on the planet and your ship is toast. And then you are toast. I can't imagine that would be the greatest feeling in the world. And then 3 is like, yeah, it's Halo now. Go blow shit up on the planets. Have fun. Go on a scavenger hunt. Oh, I just heard an audio crackle. That's unfortunate. I am running a mod mic wireless. Mostly because we got a new bunny rabbit, and the setup that I had involved cables running across the floor, which, I don't know if you know anything about rabbits, but that's a no-no. Several of those cables are now dead. So I figured I'd get the wireless to not have to worry about it. And as nice as it is, as convenient as it is, I've done my best to try to remove interference around me. It still crackles sometimes. So if you hear an audio crackle, that's the reason I've been experimenting with ways to fix that. Look at me with my mouse controls. What do you... I touched you. Sorry, my bad. Oh, he's adorable. He's a beetle. He's got a little yellow head. He don't like people come to his house. He'd be like, no, I did not get you tea. Leave. Hello? Hello? Ouch! I was gonna dodge you, but now you're dead. Sorry. Why is this music so majestic? I didn't even know that had little floaty butterfly monsters on it. Same one? Nope. Talon Fern. Non-toxic. You can eat it, Samus. So good. Hello, my friend. A sapsack. Sapsack. Sad sapsack. Explode. Ooh, a red. It does make me wonder. I mean, I know it's just a voice to add ambience to the scan visor, but if it actually is uplinked to a mother brain of some kind, and that's what's giving it its verbal feedback as well as writing the text out. You know, I probably should have scanned those guys. There's more in the next room. Spiky boy! Zoomer go spiky spiky, must shoot missile. I don't have any. What was that? Oh yeah. Okay. That's... I had no idea that was there. I'm glad it's not a thing you need for a logbook completion. Go to bed. Go to sleep. It's your fault for aggressing me. I'd leave you alone. You know, I gotta wonder how much of the verticality of the environment... Like, there's birds up there. You can just straight up shoot the birds, right? And you got the cloud skybox going on. You got trees up there. If you walked into this room and you didn't stand still, which does not feel good, you know, from a game design perspective, you'd have to stand still to put your hand on your gun, and then you could look up and fight the camera as it constantly tries to shove you back down again to look up and see, oh, there's a tree up there. Oh, cool, the skybox looks pretty interesting. Oh, there's birds. Right? Like, you would just be running normally, and you'd be strafing and using the camera like this. You wouldn't see half the stuff that's going on here. Or like this thing, you'd have the tree in the way. You wouldn't be able to really see what it is unless you stopped and looked up. It's just... I really wonder how much of the work the environmental designers did specifically to get it to look good with that limitation in mind, or if they just said fuck it and they made what they thought would look good. A basic nerve center located directly above the zoomer's mandibles detects nutrients. Bumper cars. Ooh, food. Piece of candy. They are casual predators. So don't stand near them, they'll go bite. Also, apparently I take a bunch of damage by just touching them. Smart. How can you have the energy to climb up the walls if all you do is casually predate? Huh? Yeah, that's what I thought. Tube go up. Ah, classic Metroid music. At least I think it is. Or was this the first instance of this BGM? Shows what I know. Chozo Ruins. I think Samus intended... This isn't their home planet, right? Ah, it's been so long since I've had to think about Metroid lore. We have... SR388 was where the Metroids were created, right? This is Talon 4. I don't remember if this was the home planet or not. In case you accidentally somehow sequence skip and you need the elevator to go down from the other direction. That's actually kind of interesting. I mean, the elevator's already ready to go, right? But would it be up if you had managed to sequence skip? Does it require you interact with the elevator underneath for it to open?
Data received.
Thanks. Hold on, I gotta shoot bugs first. Okay, now you can show me. Samus, please go get your shit. I can't believe you lost your shit. or this skybox. See, this is what makes me think. Because normally, you'd wait and you'd lock on and you'd pull the camera up. And without the high FOV, this is about as high as you'd be able to look, which would, like, be about that much sky. This one doesn't look like it was meant to be looked directly at. All the peripheral vision, yes, but definitely not straight up. So, I guess that answers that question to a degree. Which means we get to look at the game how it wasn't intended to be looked at. A light version of breaking the camera off your character and moving it away. A new Chozo lore. The history of the Chozo stretches back into ancient times. Everything is ancient if you go back far enough. So far into the fog of the past that we know not where our ancestors came from. One thing is clear, however, the Chozo who colonized Talon 4 made a conscious choice to eschew a civilization of advanced technology. We Chozo choose to live in harmony with nature, guided by the providence of the universe. We believe we will spend peaceful days here and plan to leave our words from time to time. No tech except for the magical doors. Magical energy doors. And also we like to write things on walls on the ceilings. God, imagine a society where So how do you think that happens? They like get together in a little town hall meeting, and all the Chozo like submit. So in spot number 37, what do you guys think we should put there? Some ancient proverbs, maybe a funny from the newspaper this week. What do you guys think? They all vote on it. All right, let's just shoot you, and then you. A little bit of you. Whoops. What would be the point of installing blast doors like this, or doors like this in general, if you're eschewing advanced technology? Because you'd need energy blasts, right? You need to be walking around with something that can expel a large amount of energy to be able to open these doors. And missiles, in this case. Unless you just hit it with a hammer or something. I hear you. I do appreciate that they make a sound. That was... Oh, it's just so many ways that they did to translate the game from 2D into 3D. You can't just throw on the minimap and just put a circle there and like, hey, this is the square the item is in. No, you gotta do something to let them know in 3D space where the item is. And a certain specific recognizable sound that's not obtrusive. It's not like a beep beep, your health is low. It's perfect. They did a good job. Good job, guys. Scurbs? Scurb explode. Ah, yes, of course. That's a long and fulfilling life for the Scurb. You know, now that I say that out loud, that sounds like a slur. So I should probably not say that out loud, huh? They block its progress by embedding themselves in floors and walls. Ah, yes, they've fallen from the ceiling and stabbed into the steel on the ground. Why would you want to block my progress, huh? In what world does that help you survive? Yeah, high-def textures, you can definitely see the limitations they had to work with. They lined it up as best they could, but, you know, it's a big world, and polygons are hard, man. Kind of funny, too, because like, little limitations like that, at least in my opinion, are... It's kind of the same way how pixel art has a certain charm to it. And obviously, it's not high fidelity. It never will be. But being able to look back at this, it's not ugly. There's an art style to it that allows it to be enjoyed. Because it's a 3D game, you can put an effort into upscaling like we have here, but it's still the original's intent. It's just the original's intent plus a few more pixels. I've already scanned you guys. Yay, more wall graffiti. Many long years have passed since we, Chozo, first took root in this land. The passage of time has always been a source of fascination to us. It is the belief of many Chozo sages that the truths of the universe hide within the tumbling currents of time's flow. Even as we research for answers there, however, we find illumination in other, unexpected places. We know not how the ability has come to us, but recently many Chozo have begun to sense things beyond the realm of ordinary perception. Strange sights and inexplicable sensations flood our minds, filling us with visions. We take this growing ability to be a sign of our burgeoning harmonization with the infinite, perhaps. Finally, the universe's secrets are becoming known to us. I have to wonder if that's before or after the Chozo seed landed on the planet. What a concept. The Chozo were always, big-brained boys, but they started to develop a sixth sense, see the future. But why, though? And how? Aw, you can't see yourself in this one. What a pretty room. Alright, I think I'm gonna go get the missiles and call this inaugural stream done for now. I will need to exercise my voice again. Then I can go back and review it to make sure there's no major problems with it. If there is crackling, how much, what the visual quality is. Make sure I had the audio levels right. I'm pretty sure I did. Ow! Buzzy green boys do definitely do buzz, but you can't scan them. Chozo's sculpture. Of all of the things, those are sculptures. Talon's star. How? How is this and this the same celestial body? I can understand, like, sun and moon, maybe, but... Oh, wait, no. Does Talon have more than one sun? I don't remember. The only translatable symbol detected on this sculpture is the word Chozo. Wait, we own a Chozo suit. A high-tech super suit. We don't know their language? I guess it would make sense that even if the same species broke off to go to different planets, it wouldn't take long for their languages to divulge. Like, I mean, Japanese is just like treehouse Chinese in terms of how it was created. Bunch of kids got together and said, hey, we're going to make our own damn language, and then they made a better version. They had an alphabet. Not to say Chinese is bad. I actually have a couple friends that speak Chinese. It is a very difficult language. I appreciate how much easier Japanese is to learn. I don't want to deal with this. But I must scan. He missed. What wasps? Here's a hint on the crap you're gonna have to deal with in a bit. Hive. Shoot only with big boom, not with small boom. Dodge. I love how they dodge your blasts. It's like they're held by a string on a normal patrol route and they get bounced off of that string, but the patrol route keeps going. Yeah, see that nonsense? What the heck, dude? Stop touching me. Absolute rude, man. Plasmites. They are much smaller than the ones that were on the space station above. So sorry. Makes me real sad. I wish our suit was stronger so we could just walk by them. Pet them, maybe. Instead, we must scare them out of the way with our gun. Alright, you want to see how easy this game is when you have mouse control? You thought having the Wiimote for free aim made this game easier. But we can spin! Bug come out and we spin! Hello! You could just track them. Look at that, none of them even had a chance. Alright, next. Anybody stopping? You? 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 Oh, somebody else was stopping. Where'd he go? Oh, I can't imagine the compression is enjoying that violent spinning very much. You? 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 Anybody? Anybody? Bueller? Oh, it does 4 at a time. And it gives you the audio cue when they stop, so they start screeching at you. Bang. Technically not quite fast enough to call that styling on them. But, like, we killed 3 at a time each time they stopped.
Recording to logbook.
Oh, I never scanned the doors. Missiles, though, please. Okay, so this is all of the regular consumable pickups. You get them, and it says recording to logbook, but the missiles and the beams and the suits don't say that. At least I don't think they do. For good. Now you can shoot sneeze. Give. Thank you. Now, if only we had some sort of charge missile super beam attack. That's gonna be a little bit awkward with the F button. Oh well. I don't think this is the way forward. No, that's right. I could technically go through there and get another energy tank after I get the morph ball. Oh, cool. It actually ripped chunks out of the ceiling. I mean, they don't line up perfectly, but it makes me sad I didn't check to see if those chunks were missing before. What the hell is that? Hello? Oh, I didn't scan the boy, did I? Can I scan the boy now? Or is he inactive and no? Well, that's unfortunate. I ask again, how is this not high-tech? I guess it is kind of cool, though, because it was designed specifically for synergizing with the War Wasps. Out of my way. Haha, I didn't kill one of them. I feel much more accomplished. Okay, it was you. But I don't think I can get to anything else in this room without Morph Ball. And Bomb for jumping. Ah, I did it again. I keep doing it. Gotta knock that off. Come on. Give. Full screen. Thank you. At least I don't think there's something I can get to. Oh, wait. No, never mind. I had forgotten. Let me just, real pro gamer strats pick up that missile real quick. Oops. Not gonna kill you if I don't have to. Alright. That was fun. No one's here, but thanks for watching. Get in the habit of pretending people are here. Oh, this series is going to be great. I'm going to go through Prime 1, get a real good feel for how the game plays with mouse and keyboard. Prime 2. Oh, Prime 2 has my favorite music by far. And that's going to have a real fun time with mouse and keyboard, because that game, I think, is even more vertical. It has a lot more Yeah, it has a lot more verticality with regards to transition or with traversal, and having mouse and keyboard controls for free movement while aiming just sounds like a dream. And then there's 3. The game I have played once. Came out, I bought a Wii specifically to play it, and then I never played it again. Not because I didn't like it, but just because it was so something. Definitely didn't feel like 1 and 2. And not just because of the controls, because we're going to get into it. And I played a bit of 3 as well when I first got the setup working. It's what I tested it on. I couldn't help but feel, especially because you start on a spaceship, not like the frigate, not with its art style. You start on a Galactic Federation spaceship, and it feels like you're playing Halo. It really, really does. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's something. All right. Well, that was fun. I'm gonna leave.